Hello, good morning. Welcome to Romi TV Africa. This is Monday newspaper review and news making headlines. I am your host Regina Mwangi.
And I'm your host Emmanuel Onyango. Keep on following us. Keep on subscribing to our channel at Romi TV Africa on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram, and keep on hitting that notification bell so that we may keep on notifying you for all the upcoming news.
Now, on our first news-making headlines, the 9 officers from the disbanded DCI unit say the case is political. The officer wants the court to release them on bail for the pending case. The officers say their phone have been tampered with. Their case is set to resume next week.
President William Ruto maintains the push for the payment of taxes. The president says the taxes have to be paid to facilitate for the delivery of services by his government. Ruto said this during a Sunday service in Murang'a together with his Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua.
About 100,000 people from Nyeri in dire need of food aid, approximately 55,000 people from Kenya affected by the ongoing drought. Some of the elderly are on the verge of starvation. The residents are urging the government to take the matter seriously and help them.
14 people killed in separate road accidents in Kiambu, Nyamira and Kajiado counties. 6 killed along the western bypass on Saturday. 3 people killed in eastern bypass. The culprit of the eastern bypass is in custody. Ruiru police commander says that the driver in custody was drunk. He hit a tuk-tuk and later hit a matatu, which led to the death of the 3 people.
CBC dilemmas the task force to start collection of views on Tuesday. Grade 6 learners to be assessed before transition. Stakeholders divided on placement of junior secondary.
Now, let's come back to our second story, whereby we saw that the president and the deputy president had a chat service yesterday in Murang'a.
Yeah.
And some of the key words that the president said was that the people have to pay taxes to facilitate the activities that are supposed to be done for the Kenyan government. For example, building roads, building more churches, building even hospitals. So, as your perspective, what do you think that the president is trying to do here in order to do his work well?
Okay, first, without his pushing people about paying taxes, I believe it is a role of any Kenyan to pay taxes.
Yeah.
So it's not supposed to be like it's pushing the people, like imposing that thing that you must pay tax.
But the problem is,
it's a law.
The problem is, the taxes have been raised. It's not that he has lowered the taxes, but he said that if you're earning more nowadays, you have to pay more compared to that person who is earning less. So do you think it's just being fair, or
he's being fair? Because you cannot put the same lane of taxes to the people who are earning less, and the same also to the people who are earning more. So the people who are earning more should pay according to how much they earn, so they should pay higher tax. And I believe, by this, I hope it will help the Kenyans to maybe take care of the burdens that we have, take care of our economy, take care of the debts that we owe other countries. So I think these people who earn a lot, paying higher taxes will help in building the economy of Kenya.
Okay, there you had it. Let's turn our attention to the court issues, whereby we know that the SSU officers, the 9 officers, have said that their case is a matter of politics, and here they have asked the court to free them on bail, and they have said also that their phones were tampered with. Do you think that they are trying to say that this matter is a matter of politics because they just want to escape the issue of going into jail?
I think it's not an issue of going into jail, but if they want the court to release them on bail for the pending case, then I think they're just escaping the rule that is coming. But again, even if they will be released on bail, the sentence is not yet made. The court ruling is not yet made, and when it is made, if they are supposed to go to jail, then they will go, even if they are out. So I think the cash bail is just to make sure they are out of prison. And they don't want to suffer the things that people go through in prisons.
Well, on our third story, we saw the there's drought in Nyeri County. Over 100,000 people are suffering, and he said there's a community whereby 55,000 people are suffering, and even the elderly are on the brink of starvation. And there was a time that the former Prime Minister came on the screen and said that the government is not taking this matter very fast. Do you think that the former Prime Minister is trying to push the government to do their work well, or is just trying to showboat that he was the one who was going to take care of this matter?
First, we need to know what is the cause of this drought, and then if already there is drought, there is no way, like, we can't control that. So the only thing that can be made is to make sure that the drought will not affect the people in terms of food security and in terms of water. So counties like Nyeri is one of the counties I never expected to suffer from drought, because it's one of the producing counties in terms of food production and crops. We expected the likes of Akina Turkana and the eastern regions to be suffering drought, but not Nyeri County. You see this Kenya region, I saw like it was so scarce, you could think maybe it's a desert. I think first the government should impose initiatives like planting trees that will attract rain, deforestations, like initiatives that that can just attract rain and make sure the people of Nyeri will not suffer.
In another shocking news, whereby we saw that on Saturday a drunk man driving his car ended up causing death of 3 people along Eastern Bypass, and the police say that this is just a matter of carelessness, because they have talked so many times saying that they have talked so many times saying that people should not drink and drive. But even this guy, he ended up drinking, driving, even hitting a matatu, which led to an accident of killing 3 people instantly, whereby it said that it was a mother of around 43 years with his sons. Is this news that about carelessness on the road should be a serious case to tackle?
Yeah, it should be a serious case to tackle, because when you're careless at the road, it means you're only going to affect the lives of other people. If you're careless, make sure you kill yourself, but don't be careless and kill other people.
So you think that these people, what should be the first thing that this person should be done once they get the court?
Make them understand the laws of the road, what you're supposed to do, and observe the driving rules. And then now make sure that they punish them according to the mistake they've done. Because now if you kill people because you are drunk, then that is punishable. You should definitely suffer for the consequences. Because why would you be drunk and then drive?
Well, you had it there from Miss Regina, and that was the time we are going to talk about the news briefing. Stay tuned for our next segment, whereby we are going to talk about all about newspaper headlines making headlines today. I was your host, Emmanuel Onyango.
Now we are taking a short commercial break. Okay, now we are coming back to the newspaper stories. First, Pakistan pathologists find crucial evidence missed by Kenyan medics. 8 pathologists conducting a second post-mortem on the Pakistan journalist last week found a bullet lodged in his chest. Investigators say they believe the bullet is crucial lead in the ongoing investigations into the murder of Mr. Sharif, which has been marred by controversies. Post-mortem result filed in Pakistan states that Mr. Sharif died 10 to 30 minutes after he was shot in the brain and lung. Now, I believe this is the second post-mortem, because the first one he was done did not tell where the bullet was. But again, I heard that the bullet had been seen, a metal, in form of a metal, but they never noticed the bullet, but it was not removed. Now, the second post-mortem, it's when they came and removed the bullet. And now they handed it over to the police. So it is what is being used to make sure that it is leading to this death. Again, I understand. My question is, why would the GSU officer shoot the KDG 200M vehicle? And it was the one that the friend to Mr. Sharif was driving, not Mr. Sharif himself. So why would he shoot and he was not even sure if it is the car that was stolen? Because they are calling it mistaken identity.
It just shows carelessness in terms of they are not sure of what they are doing at their work.
Yeah.
Because when you see that they come and say, they all of a sudden they come and say that it was a mistaken identity.
Yeah.
How can you not be sure of what you are targeting on? Because you can't just go there, just shoot randomly, even though they did not stop when they were asked to stop.
Yeah.
You should just not start shooting because they did not have enough evidence to say that that was the car that was being targeted. And when the second postmortem is done, it said that, was it done with the Pakistani pathologist?
Yeah.
Yeah, you see now, this comes to Kenya again. It seems like Kenya do not do the correct postmortem.
Yeah.
They don't internalize to what they are doing.
True.
Because when you come and see that a foreigner just comes again and just does the second postmortem, gets the evidence right on the spot. It shows that even the Kenyan pathologists are not ready to do their work well, and this has to be paid attention on by the government also, to see what do we really have here in Kenya.
Yeah. Okay. On the next story, Wanga. Raila had nothing to do with my win. Governor Gladys Wanga wants the court hearing the petition against the election to strike out sections that claim Azimio la Umoja One Kenya leader Raila Odinga influenced the outcome of the election. The governor accused that such sections only serve to prolong the court sitting, yet the matter should be concluded by March next year. This hearing starts on November 24th. Former Nairobi Governor Evans Kidero, who is challenging Mrs. Wanga's win, claims in his petition that Mr. Odinga influenced the way the votes were cast in the county. He claims voters were forced to elect certain candidates. Now first, Mr. Evans Kidero is a bit confusing Kenyans. Because first, they are both in the ODM coalition, right?
Yeah.
And I believe the leader of the ODM, they gave Gladys Wanga a direct ticket, for the position. Yeah. But they never gave Evans Kidero. Yeah. So how again can he come back and tell Kenyans that it is because she won because of using Mr. Odinga's name? Why was he not given that direct ticket? Because I think you be given a direct ticket for the party, it's a plus for the outcome of the votes. It's a plus for the elections, for the outcome of the elections. Because you're telling people that it is Mr. Odinga who influenced the vote of Gladys Wanga, and yet you are in the same party and you are not given the direct ticket. I think he's making some...
Yeah, he's trying to bring. He's just trying to bring some issues here. You can see that she won fair and square. She was elected as the leader of Homa Bay. True. And I think Kidero is just tries to bring some attention. True. Because you can't tell me that Gladys Wanga, Raila Amolo Odinga was in charge of that. Matter, because the Raila Amolo Odinga was fighting as a leader for the people of Kenya, nationwide, not in Homa Bay. Yeah. You can't compare the position that he was vying in the government and vying on the county governmental offices. Yeah. So we can't say that I'll agree with her saying that the Raila Amolo Odinga was not in charge of that situation at all. Yeah, true. Uhuru Kenyatta's top brass speak about life after cabinet. They wielded power, raw power only weeks ago, drove high-end fuel guzzlers and armed bodyguards at their beck and call. The award was low when published in that Kenyan Gazette.
Busy highways were cleared to allow them to beat the traffic as they crisscrossed the country with miniature national flags flapping on their shiny convoys. Now, former President Uhuru Kenyatta's top men and women now have to start slow, at times lonely and powerless lives as private citizens. The fast-paced life ended on Thursday as Uhuru Kenyatta's cabinet secretaries officially relinquished power. In multiple interviews, some of the now former individuals on the land say they have retreated to their private lives, moving away from public service. I wonder how life after the politics and after the cabinet is going to be for them. Because now they have to keep a low profile because there's nothing more they can do in politics.
Yeah.
You know, CSs are not more of political staff, they are more of serving in those particular ministries that they've been given. And now they are no longer in those positions, and most of them are not even politicians. I think it's a good buy for them.
Yeah.
I think we are not going to see them often, and maybe we will never see some of them. So I'm wondering how life after that is going to be for them.
For me, I think with the way the president spoke, we are going to see more of them.
Okay.
Because when you see that the president said that he wanted hardworking people, and in his cabinet he chose hardworking people.
Yeah.
So I expect all eyes will be on them. We expect to see that, for example, the cabinet secretary for sports, you are supposed to be seeing him regularly because of the activities that have been undergoing here in Kenya.
Sure.
We are supposed to see the cabinet secretary of the treasury. We are supposed to see him also in the line of duty regularly. We are supposed to see Esther Wahome and sector of water, and those are some of the people I expect to see them, because currently in Kenya, those are the things that I've seen that have been disturbing Kenya. For example, when we talk about water, people in Turkana, people in Isiolo need water. So she will be coming regularly to speak on what is supposed to be done.
Yeah.
Sports have been affected here in Kenya. For example, soccer has been affected. Athletics has been affected most of the times, people losing their visas. So I expect him to be seen regularly. We see that these things are going to be tackled on so well.
But now for the former CSs, you know, those who are in the Uhuru's cabinet, the likes of Akina Matiang'i, the likes of Akina Mutahi Kagwe, former health CS, how is life going to be for them?
For them,
are we going to see them often?
You never know about these people.
Yeah.
You never know about them. Because, for example, when you talk about, what do you say, when you talk about Mutahi. Mutahi was once said that he might even lead the central part of Kenya, the Milima Kenya part. So maybe we can see him coming back there. Matiang'i might end up even taking care in the Kisii area.
True.
So I don't think there are those people, yes, they are going to keep a low profile, come back again.
True.
Yeah.
Okay. Mount Kenya voters never rejected me. Azimio Chief Raila Odinga says. Raila Odinga yesterday said Mount Kenya region did not reject him, as figures of the August elections show. Rather, Odinga added it was a calculated scheme that saw him garner fewer voters than expected. He said at a funeral in Seme, Kisumu County. Now, first, he was saying it's a calculated scheme. And according to the report I read, it was saying that he was promising the people that time will reveal. You know, there's going to come a time that he's going to ask to tell people what really happened during the 9th August elections. And I think he should. He's just giving people some form of suspense, you know, some form of, you know, hopes that we are not even sure if it's, because I don't know what really happened on 9th August elections, but I think there's an issue, because he, maybe what do you think before we go?
I think this matter is becoming funny for me, because the former Prime Minister does not want to accept that he lost. because he keeps on bringing same stories every now and then. He keeps on talking about the previous election. People have already moved on, so we expect everyone to move on, especially him to move on. Let him tackle issues that are affecting the Kenyans. He's an opposition leader. Let him help in controlling this government, because as an opposition leader, he sees what's wrong.
But do you think it was right for him to say it was a calculated scheme? Do you think it's the actual thing, it was a calculated scheme, or generally and honestly Mount Kenya rejected him?
We can't say that Mount Kenya rejected him, because when you see that the voters turned out, by the way, he had so many votes there, so we can't say that the voters rejected him. He had a good move. He had a good move. But he has to move on now. He has to move on. Everyone. It does not mean that once he lost, he's not going to talk about calculated moves or stealing the votes. People have already moved on. They don't want to hear about that anymore. At the moment, Kenya is struggling with the economy, so everyone is focused on the economy of Kenya at the moment. Yeah.
And Jeremiah Kioni, former Andarago MP, was saying that he will never recognize William Ruto as the president, and all his life he will live to recognize Mr. Raila as the president. And they were saying that they were urging former President Uhuru Kenyatta not to settle in politics, not to get away from politics, to come back and support him in terms of ODM. He was the ODM chairman, the Azimio chairman. So do you think somebody standing and saying that they do not support him and they will never recognize him as the president, and they will live to recognize Raila Odinga as the president, do you think it's a choice, or it's some form of rebellion? It's a form
of rebellion, because we see even Martha Karua herself say that William Ruto is not her president. And they just have to deal with it. They have to accept it, because he's already sworn in. He has already taken the seat. There's nothing they're going to do about it. We have to accept and move on.
Plus, even if they say that they recognize him as president, there's nothing Mr. Raila Odinga will come and do for them.
At the moment, there's nothing he can do.
True. Now, we have another story here. Rishi Sunak from Kenya to the UK. When British Prime Minister's parents left Kenya in the 1960s, it was not of their own volition. The promise made by ruling party KANU before independence that they would be space for everyone was only for those who took Kenyan citizenship. In Kenya, British Asians were regarded as middle class. But once in London, they were only allowed to take up low-income employment and were categorized as coloured. That move was supposed to deter those willing to relocate. Britain only allowed a limited number of arrivals every year, and they had agreed with Jomo Kenyatta on the numbers allowed to leave Kenya, which had refused to allow dual nationality. Now, what do you think?
This is a turnaround. You can say it's a turnaround, because now most of the people in the British were being underestimated. Now we see that there's a prime minister there who is now going to take who has taken everyone by surprise. We can say that he has just come from East Africa, because the mother is from Tanzania, the father is from Kenya. Now everything that is going to be taken care of at the moment is we're going to see that things are going to change there. People are not going to be underestimated anymore, because their leader he was once out. He's not coming even from the British.
But the UK once it was referring to other people as coloured, and when you go there, you're given a lower employment opportunity.
That's racism,
do you think racism is something that we'll live to fight for and never end?
I don't think it will ever end, because until now, even when you see when you go to the British, when you look at the British newspapers, and there are stories there, every day they keep on saying that Black Lives Matter. They keep on fighting about this colorism every now and then. People being underrated because of their color, people are being talked differently. And now we are going to see that Sunak is going to do something. I'm pretty sure he's going to do something to control this matter.
Okay. That was our time for our newspaper briefing. It was our time for our news making headlines. See you tomorrow, same time, same place. Follow us at all our social media platforms at From TV Africa. And I've been your host, Regina Mondi.
I've been your host, Emmanuel Onyango.